Who Dey Nation, what's up? Jeff and Josh back. It's been a couple weeks since we've been with you, but the dog days of NFL training camp are over. Week 1 is upon us. It's Labor Day, September 1st. We made it to September, Josh. How are we feeling heading into Bengals at Browns Sunday at 1 o'clock?
I'm excited. First off, we're going, you and I are going to the game. So we have some great tickets. Via some great people that are going to hook us up. So we've got the Queen Eye City view of Cleveland. So I can't wait to go down there Saturday night, make a ruckus, and come up with some stuff that we can talk about out here.
Yeah, I hope 1 week from now we're both sitting here, no black eyes, no busted lips, no nothing, with a win under our belts. But yeah, we are going into enemy territory, and thanks to Josh for scoring those tickets. It's going to be big, and we'll get into Bengals Browns, but we got a little bit of news, I think, since we last talked. Yeah. I think we got to start with Trey Hendrickson. We both felt like he would be on the team this year. I think it wasn't the sexiest way to get there if you're the Bengals, but we did get there. We did get a contract. How are you feeling about Trey and kind of the way things worked out?
I love the way it worked out. I wanted that to be a front-loaded contract. That I didn't want to go past a year to a year and a half. So I love the way that worked out. I absolutely applaud whoever worked that contract out and got Trey to Ben. But we know Trey's all about the money now. Show me the product on the field, Trey. So we're paying you up front here. Here you go. Here's your cash, right? Let's see what you got. Play a great year, and then the next year it's up to us. It's up to Cincinnati what we want to do with them. So I think it's a great win on the Bengals side. I think it's a great win on Trey's side. It's a good win, for Paycor and for Cincinnati and Bengals fans around the nation. Big win, but I think it was actually really smartly negotiated on both sides. But when it comes down to it, I really think that the Bengals won more than Trey did on this.
He mentioned, like Trey Hendrickson, they never had approached him about the 1 year, tear up the contract and just rewrite it, give you a 14, ended up being $29 million with $1 million bonus if he plays in 60% of the snaps and they make the playoffs. And then, Micah Parsons signs $47 million, a couple of days later. So kudos to the Bengals getting it done earlier. Yeah. I'm not saying Henderson would get 47, but that wasn't going to make it any better. And,
no. I think at that point that was going to be a trade. I think that's where Cincy was at. At that point, I think if Mike was going to bend the knee, which I cannot say anything negative towards that man this entire offseason. I think he's fantastic. I think he has done a masterful piece of work here in Cincinnati. I think he needs to have some kudos thrown his way. I mean, I know you're we're all heavy on the Blackburns, right? I mean, we all jump on that stuff. But I think that we need to take just like 10 seconds, Jeff, to talk about this because, we do jump on the horse. We do play that armchair quarterback, but let's just say this. We have Jamar, we have T, we have Trey. We have a couple additions on defense that we were going to talk a little bit about. And we have a couple additions on offense as well. So, I mean, to me, I don't know what else we could possibly want, Jeff, as a Cincinnati fan at this point right now, heading into week 1. Knowing what we knew 3.5 months ago, right now, if Bengals fans aren't excited, I don't know what what we could possibly want more from the organization. I'd like to do that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think timing is never the Bengals, they don't work on our schedule. Clearly they work on their own. And if it was March 28th and you had Jamar Chase, T. Hendrickson, and T. Higgins, Trey Hendrickson, all in there, Mike is everybody that Burrow put down on the list. He named 4 people. They're all re-signed. Now, some people hem and haw about Hendrickson not being long-term. It's like, I'm not worried about the 2026 Bengals, the 2027 Bengals. I'm worried about the 2025, and we'll get to 2026. And, we won't go into the weeds. I'm sure you've heard all the other talking heads of all the different podcasts of, maybe Trey's franchise tagged in 26. Like, I don't care. Like, we got 17 weeks.
None of that mattered.
Yeah.
None of that mattered. The entire time we've talked about, the whole Shamar, back it up, even the Shamar Stewart, right? So we didn't have Trey or Shamar. All right. So Bengals played hardball, ended up getting Shamar. Okay. Done deal. Then they kind of towed that line with Trey, and then all of a sudden things went dead, and then there were these reports, Jeff, and like we had said back then, I think if we went to like probably episode 1, or maybe even the intro where we were talking, I had said I think that what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up seeing Trey signed, Shamar first, Trey will be second, Trey will be close to the start of the year, but we're going to have to front load the hell out of that contract. So on the backside, there's no loss, right? I mean, he either plays to the number this year, or we're golden and we're not upside down in that car, right?
I mean, I follow the Bengals probably too closely, and it's just teaching me to probably not, although that's not realistic. But at the same time, like, I was writing down Shamar, Trey, Chase, T, Gesicki, Dalton Reisner added his guard.
I'm so sorry, because I'll tell you right now, I'm so sorry, because Greta's going to kill me when she watches that back and says I did not say Gesicki. One of our favorites over here.
I mean, and the dogs love it too. As always, the dogs love it.
What I want to say is this too. Like, this is kind of a sign, I think, for week 1, Jeff, because every single time I'm on, the dogs go nuts. So this is like we're bringing our dog pound to the dog pound.
Yes, we are. Yeah. We hope to be woofing.
Well-trained dogs.
Sunday. Yes. We hope to be woofing. And so we talked about, all the players that they brought in, right? A little bit, right? The key players, and Gesicki's no slouch, right? He's right in there. But a couple of low key, as the kids would say, signings. Obviously, Dalton Reisner is somebody back in March. I remember Goodberry going through his spreadsheet, and he's a tier 3 guard of like, I want him more than anybody else. And they waited and they waited and they waited and they waited. Wow. And I think that a Lucas Patrick / Dalton Reisner / rookie guard can be enough at right guard. I think they've got enough there, but I am glad they brought Reisner in. Like the signing of these little, patchwork things to go in. Like, how you feel about Reisner? I mean, his stats are what they are, but he's not a tomato can.
No,
like he can actually pass block.
No, he was projected second round. Okay. That was a pick that the Bengals were supposed to take, if you remember that. Pundits were big on him for Cincy to take, and but the Broncos, right? Broncos jumped there and took that pick. So that was something that we were slotted for. I don't think that he's wowed. I don't think he's like killed it out there. But as far as what we have depth wise, I'll take that all day. I think that's a great depth piece, rotational piece. So we'll see what we have in him. Yeah. Nothing that I'm going to do like backflips over. Right. Nothing I'm doing backflips over, but I mean, something that's still great. I think that's a good signing. I also think that, the fact that the Bengals are making moves right now should also tell, I think, our fans something too, Jeff. Like right now, we're not sitting idly by. We're not like settling. We've made 2 big signings this week, and people don't get that, I don't think.
Mike Pennell, right? You're talking about defensive tackle out of the practice squad who's likely going to be.
Listen to me. That is a great defensive.
Yeah. I mean, again, Josh, the dogs, they love the signings. They're excited. We are playing the Browns. I totally get that. And so let's talk about Mike Pennell while Josh gets the dogs settled down a little bit there. But like, he's a Super Bowl defensive tackle, right? And he's got 2 Super Bowl rings. He's 6'4", 330 pounds. Yeah. He's 34 years old, a little long in the tooth, but we're not asking him to come in and play the snaps. We're asking him to be a backup, right?
Listen, he's a backup position. That's it. He's a backup positional role at this point. He's going to come in as a practice squad player, right? They can move him right through there. He's going to go right to a third, probably not even, right to the second team. And that's where he's going to practice. He'll practice at the second team alongside whoever else is there. I mean, it depends on where they're.
Well, what do you think? I mean, McKinley Jackson, they don't think he's any good.
McKinley Jackson's in front of him. So McKinley Jackson better get his butt in gear, because if he's nipping at his rear end, then McKinley's got to like start considering a different job or upping his game. So
that's why McKinley Jackson, when you drafted him, right? He was that second, third round pick was really a fifth round grade. That's where the Bengals get themselves boxed in, where they have to draft for need instead of the best player available.
Yep.
And it's burning them with a guy like McKinley Jackson. And I mean, I'm not giving up on the guy yet, but he's notoriously like Zach Taylor said, hey, they basically asked him, why did McKinley Jackson play the whole preseason game? He's like, well, we're looking for consistency there. That to me was like punishment of like, yeah, you stunk all camp and we used the third round pick on you where you're playing the whole third preseason game in 87-degree heat with not a cloud in the sky, right? Like that was trying to send a message. And, I don't know, but I think this signing there is good. There's some depth. There's a depth piece there. I mean, at the end of the day, if we're counting on Pinnell to win us a Super Bowl, like that's probably not the case, but he's somebody that is competent. Again, going back to the Reisner signing, somebody that has played in the league that is competent that can do it. That's all we need in that role.
And you bring in a pedigree. So, I mean, there's a lot to be said. A lot to be said with a pedigree. And that, that could even be, all right, so let's say he has a third round piece, Jeff. I mean, he's deep in the roster. You need to take some time to get right through the roster. That's a piece in the locker room. And, we've talked about that, those pieces that have been missing throughout the years. That's somebody with a championship pedigree. I don't care where they played. I don't care, how often they played. But if you look at his numbers, he played. He was in those games. So, does that hurt to have him in the locker room? No, it's wonderful, right? That's a win to me, just right there. Whatever he can add to the team, plus that is just a bonus. Because if you looked at what we signed him, you break it down for us, Jeff. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, but he's got the pedigree, right? He's got 2 Super Bowl rings. He's done everything in the league. They interviewed him today in the locker room. Yep. He wanted to be here. He chose to come to Cincinnati on the practice squad.
Yeah. He has to be here. I mean, that's fine. If he's coming because he says, throw me on the practice squad, I don't care. Okay, that's the guy I want.
Now let me ask you this. This is going to be a little greedy, but I'm going to ask for it. I've been asking for another safety. There's 2 guys out there right now that would scratch that itch to me, and that's Jabril Peppers or Justin Simmons. Would you take either one of them?
I wouldn't even look at them.
Why not?
Because I'm fine. I'm good.
It's safety?
Yeah. I think you're afraid of something that's not there, dude. Like, I mean, you're worried about Geno, right?
I'm worried. Right. After watching the Washington game, Jordan Battle, I'm worried about him too.
Yeah, well, Jordan Battle should be inside. Jordan Battle should be running in the slot. That's what's gonna happen. They're gonna move Jordan Battle inside. Okay, just give me a second. Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Our depth chart at safety is fine. I'm okay with it, dude. I have nothing. Here's the thing. We've had this conversation, you and I, many times, and what I come back to with your conversation, and I try and prove this to you, and you sort of get it, but not really. We had this 2 years ago, this expectation of an excellent, great defense. On paper, we were, come on, Jeff, you know that. On paper, we were top notch. We were top 5, top 10 defense at least, right? The very least. And then we had a really, really shitty year. The defense did. So my expectations don't go from like, okay, this is where they were at, and then they dropped. My expectation is still here, right? I mean, these are professional athletes. They should still keep that same standard, right? So they're supposed to raise their game. So Geno got hurt. Okay, next man up.
So the only thing I'll say, we can run the tape back of when we started this. I asked for
no, go ahead. Let's do it.
Well, I can't run it back while we're here, but if we
we can run it back. We can run it back in our ears, though. Let's do it.
Yeah, but so I asked for a guard. They've signed one. I asked for more defensive tackle depth. They signed one. They signed Noah Fant, and I didn't expect that, but that is a depth piece there. That's a great signing. Huge, that if something happened. So all I'm asking for, Duke, one more. I'm not asking for this safety.
You're asking for a unicorn now. You're asking for Duke to
go
out and get a
there's
unicorn.
2 starting safeties not on a roster. You can bring them in. If they stink, cut them. I don't care, but bring them in. you're paying him the same as you are
Okay, so
Dalton
who is it on
Reisner.
the
You have
Bengals
cap
roster? Now,
space.
let me ask you this: who's it on the Bengals roster that scares you so much that is playing behind Geno Stone? Because what you're telling me is that we had the expectation of Geno Stone right here. You told me that. Yes, that was our expectation, right? Now Geno's down, but you told me that Geno already sucked. So Geno should be down here, right? So
if
now
Justin Simmons comes in, he should start over Geno Stone.
Hear me out, man. So I don't understand why you hold Geno in such a high regard. So who's behind Geno?
Tyson Anderson's never played.
Don't care, dude. We have seen Tyson Anderson in the secondary many, many times. People forget. Yes, we did. Last year we saw him a ton.
Well,
that's where he got his name.
That's not a ringing endorsement because that defense was terrible.
Well, the defense was terrible, but not the last 6 weeks. That's when he played. The last 6 weeks of the Bengals season. Listen, Jeff, I'm not going to defend this. Okay, I'm not going to go down on this and say like this is the end of our conversation. But like you have to admit this: at the last 6 weeks, and if you look at any number or any game or whatever, our defense was remarkably improved the last 6 weeks. Okay. And that was a new secondary. That was new. We pulled all those guys out and they did play well. They played aggressive. They played well. I thought they did. They played in a game against the Broncos that, they had no business even being in that game, and they kept them in that game, even though that was a high scoring game. Our defense played great in that game. So, I'm not that afraid. I'm not scared.
I'm not afraid. And I agree with you. They were better. I would feel better if week 1, Geno Stone looks like the Geno Stone from the Ravens of 2 years ago.
Sure.
Like I need to see him be better. I need to see Battle be better. And I need to see like Tyson Anderson's a very, very critical piece of our special teams. And so asking him to be the backup safety, that could take away from him on special teams. And he's our gut. Like he is a Pro Bowl level special teamer, which I know a lot of people don't really look into that. But like that concern. So I'm just saying, like, if you've got the cap space with what you did with Trey, I think they got like 14 million left. A Justin Simmons, if he's washed and you bring him in for 2 million, not guaranteed, you can cut him anytime. I'm just saying, like, getting somebody else in the room to also let a Geno Stone know, like, hey, here's somebody, Jabril Peppers, like somebody with experience behind you that push you to keep your job.
Oh, I got you. I understand. I get where you're coming from. I really do. I do understand where you're coming from, but I don't mind the youth. I don't mind it. Like, it seems like we're always so afraid to play the youth, Jeff. Like we do. I mean, that we play that card where it's like, they're still a year away. Like, get them on the damn field. Let's see what we have. I mean, what do we have to, Jeff? Let's be honest right now. Everybody. Listen, Jeff. Let's be honest. What do we have to lose from having an expectation of our defense to just go play wild? What do you lose?
We don't. Like, it's time.
Maybe we should hold him for a year. No, just play him. What the hell?
Well, I wanted it last year. Lou's signing Mike Hilton back in Indy. Like, he wants the 32-year-old retreads like they're done.
I would too.
I want to play the young guys.
Right, absolutely.
I was like, get Sam Hubbard the hell out of the game last year. He's washed. I love him. One of my favorite players for a stretch.
But do you want to say that about? Do you want to say that? Do you want to say that about Trey Hendrickson next year? Yes. You want to say, you know what?
I want to say it about Trey Hendrickson when he's wearing a Super Bowl ring for another
team. Up on this year. He had good numbers. He's washed now. Good. See ya. I don't have anything on the back end. Genius.
I want Trey Hendrickson wearing a Super Bowl ring, and he can go to another team. I don't care. But it's about this season. And I what I see from the Bengals are, and I think where we're getting here, right? We don't necessarily agree, but they're adding some depth pieces of people that are at least they've played in the league and have played at a average to above average level. And I think like the Fants, the Reisners, the Pennell, I think he's going to eventually be in there. Those guys, I'd just like to see one more. Maybe I'm being greedy. But let's shift gears. Let's shift gears a little bit.
Listen, we talked about this, Jeff. We talked before about this. I mean, you're not being greedy, but like I said, we listed that. I mean, look at what we wanted as Bengals fans. There's nothing more we could have wanted. You can't ask for anything more than what the Bengals gave you this offseason. There's no way as a fan you can look at there and say, you know what? I wish they would have done this. Listen, now time-wise, Jeff, take away that whole deal, right? Look at what they got this year. What they signed this year. What they bring to the team this year. If you can find me more value in what they brought or signed or kept, then show me. Tell me who. Because I can't. So to me, I'm a happy Bengal fan sitting here saying, okay, yeah, I don't think we spent our money great. Was the timing great? No. Was it a little bit effed up? Sure. But we're the Bengals. But guess what?
Yeah.
It's week 1. We're all together. And we are rolling in with the team that we expected to have if we had our freaking sky, like our pie in the sky. And we got it. So we got to stop bitching and start rolling and start crushing some teams. And let's see what we look like week 1. No. But we're going to be right there. We're going to be front and center.
My only ask of the Bengals, and it's probably falling on deaf ears, but is get a little bit more modern with how you operate your contracts and your cap space and all that. And you know, take a risk. Like you have Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase in their prime for 4 more years. Then and Burrow may stay a little higher because the quarterbacks typically can play up into the mid-30s and be elite.
But also Chase, have Gesicki. Listen, you have Gesicki coming in too, though, for 3 years. So Gesicki is going to be in the back end of a prove it year. So I can't wait to see Gesicki in the next 2 years. I love him. You know, I'm a big Gesicki fan. But I think he can add so much to the team. But you're right. On the back end, again, another signing from the Bengals, right? Kind of a sleeper, a creeper in there, right? But now all of a sudden we have depth there, an actual receiver, Jeff, not just the Drew Sample. And I'm not to take anything away from the man because he's an absolutely fantastic rush blocker. But I mean, like you can't expect to have like a Gesicki and then without having a Noah Fant. So Noah Fant's chilling there, or maybe there's a 2 tight end set or whatever it is. But we have that, right? That's another like behind the scenes signing like that. People, they just forget. That's a big signing.
So Bengals, I'm asking you, get out in front of the Chase Brown contract now. Just go ahead and get out in front of it now. Save yourself $5 to $6 million now. They won't do it, but I'm saying
but Jeff,
if you believe in Cam Taylor, hold on one second. If you I believe in Chase Brown, but like, can you, if you believe in Cam Taylor, Britt, do you dangle a low-end contract with some guarantees for him now? I don't think he's going to play as bad as he was last year. He's coming up. So the Daxio, those are the guys you got to start thinking about. I'm just saying for future, we won't get caught. That's another episode.
No, I'm with you.
Those are the names that you need to
I'm with you, but you know where I fall on Cam, right? I mean, I'm high on Cam. My favorite player.
I don't want to be franchise tagging.
I got to say this. In my opinion, I believe he's one of the most athletic secondary players that I've ever seen. I mean, some of the catches, some of the interceptions he's made, some plays he's made are just fantastic. Last year, he started off just really, really slow, right? Then he had the injury. Now you had him kind of coming back a little bit. Now he got back online, and he's like programmed. Like I've seen him, man. In preseason, he looks very, very, very good. So if you're going to talk about the Cam Taylor, like from 2 years ago to right now, that's like having a lock. Sorry, I use that word lightly, right? Not lockdown corner, right? But it's like having a number 1 pick out on the field that you had sitting in the bank. I mean, feeling better about the secondary then, right?
Yep. So heading into what we're going to do this week is, we're going to talk. We talked a little bit about everything since we last joined. I want to hit on team captains here in just a second. Then we'll talk a little bit about Bengals and Browns, and then we'll be back later this week once injury reports have kind of settled, maybe like Friday night before we head out to Cleveland for the game.
I'm trying to get Jeff to listen. I told Jeff, I'm like, listen, we need to go to the Dog Pound bar. We have to bring your mic. We have to bring 1 camera, and we will just be on live, and we'll do our podcast from there.
Hey, what could go wrong?
Single theater, dude. Who cares?
I mean, what could go wrong there? But well, a lot could.
Nothing.
But we'll
Nothing
see.
good.
So,
No.
want to hit on. So today, we kind of joked about this a couple of weeks ago. Captains came out, and number 91, Trey Hendrickson, is a team captain. Want to run down the list of captains?
No, I don't even ask me what I don't ask me.
Burrow,
don't come back to me. You know that. Don't come back to me. Don't do it.
We are coming back. Burrow,
No.
Orlando Brown, Ted Karras, all makes sense. Jamar Chase, first-time captain. I think he's earned that, certainly.
I absolutely do.
B.J. Hill, Logan Wilson. You want to see a common theme?
Yep.
Guys have been around for a while. But, Trey Hendrickson, so I was talking to my wife about it. She does not like the idea of Trey Hendrickson being captain. But, Josh, I have to ask you,
don't kick that to me. Don't, dude.
You got to, man. Do we is that Zach Taylor? Now, this is voted on by the players. So maybe the players are saying, hey, I give him some credit for.
I got it. I got it, dude. I mean, I know Trey. I know Trey found Jesus. I know Trey, whatever. He loves kids and he's got foundations and all that bullshit. He could not come up to week 1 and lose $1.2 million. He couldn't do it. That's it. Sure. End of story. He had to be on the field. So now he is. And whoever the F knows him, that was he should be a captain. I don't know. I hope that wasn't Burrow. I hope it wasn't somebody that I respect because dude, the guy does not deserve the C. Listen, I coach a modified sports, dude. I'm telling you right now, I have to give the C on soccer, right? And I wouldn't give it to that guy if he freaking was the second coming of Messi. His arrogance, what he's done to the team, his distraction, all that freaking bullshit that piles up. Dude, come on. You're going to put him as a captain? Jeff,
I love it.
Jeff,
I love it.
None of what I've said has been not right. That's all correct information.
It's all off the field stuff. So
it is. But what does that mean? But what does that mean to a team? You bring all that off the field shit right onto your team, right into your locker room. You know you do. Listen, here we go. I'm gonna give him grace. Okay, I'm gonna give him grace, and this is what I'm gonna say. Okay, if I'm Shamar Stewart and I'm sitting across from him, I hope that he is coaching Shamar Stewart. That's what I hope. Okay, that's it. That's all I want. If he doesn't do that, if he can't do that, if he can't perform on the field,
he has, and to his credit, based on now, hey. He could be said on this podcast.
I'm not saying
that, but he's walking the walk. All I need you to put Joe Flacco on his back on Sunday, and we're all good, bro.
No, you said, but you'd say it about anybody.
I just need you to get to the quarterback. I don't care if you got a C on your chest or not. Get to the damn quarterback. That's all I need you to do, Trey Hendrickson. Literally the clip of Zach Taylor in Pittsburgh, go win the game right here. And he does it. That's what I need you to do on Sunday. I want to see Trey here's what I want to see. Okay. So we got the captains. I think it all makes sense. Trey, whatever. Let's go to Bengals Browns, a little bit of a tease as we head in. So Flacco's a quarterback.
Okay.
The Browns, they've got a rock solid defense. There's no doubt about that. Right. Their offense, whatever. We'll get into more of the weeds, but this is a game. They got a 41-year-old quarterback. Let's go, guys. We can't let them get off to a fast start. Our offense has to be humming. I think that it will. The weather forecast, 65 and sunny is what it's looking like for Sunday. Looks great. Let's go. And the Bengals, they went up there last year.
We're gonna die there. I mean, 70 degrees, sunny. Sitting in the corner, watching the end zone and the 30-yard line. It's awful. It's terrible.
But I need them to come out and impose their will. The Bengals are the better team. Now, there's ghosts at that stadium for our team, but last year we went up there, beat the crap out of them.
Yep.
Right? It ended up being a 10-point game, but it really wasn't that close. Deshaun Watson gets hurt. It's the whole thing. Flacco could make a couple throws here and there. He definitely still can. It's capable. So that's where it's I need Trey Hendrickson and Shamar Stewart. If they can get into the backfield, Miles Murphy, Joseph Osai, B.J. Hill, whoever, make his life tough I want the ball first. Go score. Don't let them run the football
Yeah,
and
I want to see
keep the
Knight.
clock. So
I want
like
to see
that.
Knight. I want to see Knight Jr., man. That's what I want to see. I want to see him out there. I want to see him making some plays. He's been a bigger surprise in training camp, I think, than people realize. I don't really hear too much coming out of camp from him, but I know they're pleased with him. I know that he's going to be starting. I know that he, you and I watched him, and we were like, "That's a heck of an athlete." I mean, he's a machine. So I mean, I'm hoping that we see something big out of him because that could be a big addition there too. Logan Wilson is a covered, middle. You can't tell me he's not. How many interceptions does he have, Jeff?
We need some juice.
The numbers are ridiculous. But I think that Knight's a little bit adds a little bit more versatility. He's bigger. I think that he's longer too.
Think about it. If Pratt was faster and longer,
yes,
and like Pratt did.
That's what we did. We went
Pratt
and
made some great plays, but he's taking Pratt's place. Go make the play. Don't wait for it. Right? Don't wait for it. Like go make the play. We don't have a choice but to put some of these young guys out there. The Chris Jenkins of the world, the Shamar Stewart, the Miles Murphy, the Knight Juniors. Barrett Carter might get some run in there, right? Like we have to get these young guys making plays. Like go put Flacco on his back, make it 2nd and 18. They're not getting the first. Don't give them 32.
So you're talking defensively now. Let's talk about our coordinator. Tell me what you've seen. Tell me what your thoughts are.
On Golden?
Yeah.
I think it's an unknown, man, because if I just go strictly off the preseason games I'm watching, it scares the crap out of me.
Well,
but then I hear them talk, and I hear people talk about the defense in camp, and it's how different it is. It's like, okay, I'm going to give you September. I'm giving him September. Dude. If it looks, we're going to see it in person. If it looks like it looked in Washington, we're in trouble. That's all I'm saying.
Let me spare you like the heart attack, okay? That's as vanilla as you're going to get from a defense. Why would he possibly show his cards after all you want to see is Joe Burrow and the offense surviving and looking what they want? And you know what? Joe looked like crap. And he dropped back and he took a freaking – did you see him? He wouldn't come out. So after that second series, he was on the sideline and Zach was trying to pull him, and he said no. He walked right back on the field. So he took that third series, and I'm glad he did because he made a couple big throws there, and then he walked off the field before they even got in a scoring position. So I'm okay with it.
What's that say about Taylor, though? That opens up a whole we
can talk about Taylor. Listen, Taylor could be 15 episodes. Like literally, I could talk about Taylor for 9 million.
You can't let your quarterback tell you what you're going to do, and you may make Hendrickson
captain. 100%, absolutely. If I'm Taylor and Joe Burrow comes up to me and he goes, Jeff, I'm going back in for at least 4 downs. All right, I'm not. This is it. I'm going in. Okay, you're going to tell me, sorry, Joe, you ain't going in.
I mean, I think there's some coaches that would.
Yeah, well, is that Zach Taylor?
Well, I'm telling you this.
I would not. I told you.
He doesn't make the playoffs.
I play the whole first half. I would play them the whole first half. You know that. I
know.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I don't.
But going back to your question, Golden, I don't really know yet. I think.
I mean, none of us do.
We've never seen. I'm cautious. I'm very cautiously optimistic. Like, there's what we've seen in the preseason was not good. That's all we can go off of. But he has an opportunity. If we're sitting here next Monday night and it's 31-13 Bengals win, something like that, then we're feeling great, right? If it's 34-31 Bengals lost the Browns, we're in deep shit. Right? I mean, that's fair?
Listen, if somebody froze your face just when you said that, it was priceless.
I don't want to think about that, but
yeah,
I think this offense can score 30 every week.
I know,
no doubt about that.
I have no doubt.
I mean, there's going to be some weeks that maybe they don't, and it's a weather game or whatever. But if it's 70 and sunny, they should be putting up they should, and they got to execute too. There's plenty of games you could go back and look and say, hey, if Burrow had made this call or not run this play or Zach, all that stuff, the margins for error of all the losses you go back, there's only one that they shouldn't have won was the Eagles. Every single other game they could have won, right? And that's the NFL. But like, I think going into this, they've talked all this spring, summer. Got to start fast. Got to start fast. Got to start fast. Well, now the fall's here. You got to prove it. You got to prove it to me that you cannot suck in September because I haven't seen it.
I mean,
they got to prove it.
Listen, it's either like status quo. So like, this is what I expect right here. If I don't get this, I'm fine. So I'm good. Like going to the game, I mean, we're going to meet up Saturday. We're going to go downtown. We're going to check out some different things. But I mean, that's my expectations. They always are. I mean, let's be honest, Bengals fans. I mean, our expectations are always this. And then anything that you get like above that heartbeat, right? Boop, 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 boop. There you go, Jeff. I mean, then we're
when
good.
We have three.
Right?
We have 2 of the top 6 and 3 of the top 14 players on the NFL top 100 list as voted on by the players.
Yep.
Zach Taylor does not have an excuse not to make the playoffs.
Period. So let me ask you this. All right. So we're going to go way deep in the weeds if I let you go there, because you're going to go. Now I see where you're going.
Yeah, it came out tonight. I think it's relevant.
All right. So let me kick this out to you. So as far as roster, okay, 53, let's talk about that a little bit. Talk to me about surprises, any kind of disappointment that you saw there, anything that caught your eye.
I think, just 30,000 foot view, right? I think they made the right decisions on the offensive line and said, hey, these are the 8 we're going to keep and we feel comfortable with. Put the other guys on the practice squad. Nobody's going to claim them. They didn't. They went out and signed Reisner. On the defensive tackle side, I think they kept one of the rookies. Gregory ended up getting snatched up by the Patriots, but they replaced him with Pennell, obviously older. Those were 2 of my areas of concern. You know how I feel about the safety room. I'm super excited for PJ Jules making the team.
Yeah,
I hope that dude hits.
Yeah,
that dude hits. I hope he's somebody that can contribute on special teams.
Yeah.
There. And then wide receiver is the other side of like Jermaine Burton got passed by Mitchell Tinsley.
Oh, I've got my guy out there. So my guy out there is Isaiah, man.
He's still on the practice squad.
I know. That's okay. I'm okay with that. So was Yosibas.
Was he ever on the practice? Was Yosibas on the practice?
He was drafted. He was drafted. He was drafted on the practice squad and then was brought back up. Because remember, you and I had this argument because I was like, this guy's going to be good, Jeff. He's going to be really good. And you're like, yeah, no.
Well, he's still got to this is his proven year.
Right,
like
Jeff,
he's got the spot.
The thing. If Yoshi went and he scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl this year, just a touchdown, doesn't mean it's like the winning whatever. If he did, then what will you do for me?
If we're in the Super Bowl,
because I've called this. Listen, I called this 3 years ago. I want to know what would you do if he caught a touchdown in the Super Bowl?
Well, Yoshi. That means it was a hell of a year because we're in the Super Bowl. So I'm probably
tremendous, right? Yep.
On top of the world, right? Whatever happens, after the last couple years, if we're back in that, but Yosibas is solid. But you went back to Williams a bit.
I did. I like the kid, and Burrow likes the kid too.
Is he? I mean, the only way he's going to make he's going to get on the roster is if Burton.
Well,
because Tinsley's Burrow trusts Charlie Jones. He trusts Yosibas. He trusts Charlie Jones, and he trusts Mitch Tinsley. He doesn't trust Jermaine Burton, which is why he's a wide receiver 6.
Which I'm fine, but when's Burton going to shit up or get off the pot, bro? I mean, listen. Rightfully so, we both like Burton. Okay, he's got all the tools in the world. I just don't know why it's not translating yet, Jeff.
He's going to have to make a play on special teams to get noticed. He's going to have to.
It's gotta, right, exactly. It's got to be now, or he's got to be they got to bump him down and cut him. I mean, it's got to.
I don't even know if he's active Sunday.
I don't think I would make him active. Would you?
I mean, probably not.
I don't think so.
I mean, I have to look.
Yoshi, it's Yoshi. You're going to have Yosibas. You're going to have
Jones and Tinsley. Tinsley's your wide receiver 5 on special teams.
Well, Jones, and I love Tinsley, by the way. But Jones is the big piece, right? So Jones has been hurt for what?
2 years.
On and off the last year, right? Last 2 or maybe year and a half. But what we saw early with Jones was some flashes. I mean, when he was healthy, he was electric. I mean, on punts.
He's got two special teams touchdowns in his
Right.
career. So he's a threat. He's a viable threat to return one. Yeah.
Which Bengal in the past 10 years can you say was like a big threat every time he touched the ball? And it's just it's Pac-Man.
Especially, yeah.
That was
yeah.
it. That's all we ever had.
I mean, Burton, I could see him having 6 wide receivers active this week to see how it goes because of Burton. Burton can return kicks. Like he gets 30, 35 on kick returns. So like, we'll see. Like, it's just dependent upon what the game plan is of like, do they have 5 tight ends? I think it really comes down to you have 5 tight ends or 6 or 6 receivers.
Okay. This goes really, really kind of good into this question I had up for you. So who are you worried about on Sunday? Not as Bengal, Cleveland.
I mean, 95. It all starts and ends with him, dude. If he wrecks the game, then you're cooked.
Yep.
If you don't let him touch, I promise you this, if Myles Garrett does not touch Burrow, Bengals will beat the brakes off of them. If Garrett's in the backfield all day, major issues. We've seen this series too many times, and every time the Browns have beaten us, 95 has had Joe picking turf up off his face. If he's not touched by 95, Bengals win by double digits. If 95 is back there, you're talking about that's an uphill battle. I don't want to face. That's what I'm worried about.
Yep.
I'm not. We can sit here and we can talk about maybe Flacco's still got something in the tank. Jerry Judy's still capable, right? All this stuff. It all comes down.
I mean, listen, if we go
95 and Ward,
if
95 and 21.
Okay, so if 95 didn't exist, okay, we're talking about just we have to beat them with our offense. Okay, I'm game. I'm in. If I have to put up 30 points or 40 points against that defense without him, I'm in 100%. I bank everything. Without him, with him there, you have to be worried about him. But also let's see what they have designed. Let's see what they have set up for him. So I'm Chase Brown screens. Let's go. Well, Chase Brown with a little Samaje in the backfield. Huh?
Somebody
rolling Gesicki off the edge. Come on, we got it.
I just want one. Okay. When they blitz, Chase Brown screen. We saw it against the Colts, and then we haven't ever seen it again, really, right?
No, it was at like 90 yards. Yeah.
Right. So, like, give me that. But like, what I really want to see, I want the Bengals come out of this game against a very, very elite, I will say, defensive line. I mean, Mason Graham's a rookie out of Michigan, but like an elite defensive line. And if you can come out of this, because you're healthy completely across the board up front, you're as healthy as you're going to be.
Yep.
Of keeping 9 clean. We're wearing all white with the orange helmet.
Yep.
Keep them clean. If 9's clean at the end of the game, I'm not concerned. If he's picking turf out of his face, I'll be in the I'll be at the bar and be telling my wife I'll be home Monday. So
I'll be ripping your jersey off and
exactly. It's
Cleveland stuff on or something.
So
no. I think.
What are you worried about? Well, I mean, I guess I'm flipping on you, like from the Browns perspective. Like what concerns you on the Browns side?
Nothing. What concerns me on the Browns side is just our start. So our start versus their defense, I think our offense is absolutely you're as loaded as you're ever going to get, Jeff. You have as many weapons as you are ever going to get. So I'm not worried about any team. There's no team that worries me. There's no team that scares me. There's no team I'm like, man, I don't know if we could beat them. I mean, at the end of last season, there was not a team that you could have thrown in front of us that I would have said, man, I don't know if we can beat them. I mean, Joe was throwing 400 yards and like 4 or 5 touchdowns a game every single game. You couldn't beat him. So I'm looking for just some good defense from us a little bit. I'm looking for just an offensive performance that is a mid-level, right? Just better than mediocre, a little better than that. And I'm looking for a win and everybody to be safe and, like worries about me, is the secondary. I think, like you said, you get 21, right? So,
could be a big game for your boy.
Well,
Yoshi
it's going to be
Bosch.
it's going to be a
Yoshi
big
Bosch
game.
going to have
It's
opportunities.
going to be, Yoshi's. So, fantasy wise, I have Higgins. Right now, Higgins might be a nice jump off of Yossi. Now, I'm not going to do that because nobody in like fantasy would ever do that. But let's see what happens. I'm going to throw that out there, Jeff, so I remember it and that's taped. So, what would have happened if I sat Higgins this week instead of Yoshi?
I mean, probably Higgins goes off and has 2 TDs, and you're kicking.
Oh, if I sat him for sure, 100%. But I'm just saying, I'm throwing it out there, and I'm gonna see.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Bengals defense, and I know we'll wrap it up here because we're going to come back to you on Friday here in the next few minutes. But if you're the Bengals defense, I'm looking at the Browns offense. You've got to take advantage of this defense and getting off to a fast start. Like, pick off Flacco a couple times. Don't let him run the football. Make him be in long. Offense, put the pressure on. Get up 10, 14, nothing right away.
Stop the run. Stop the run. Just stop the run. Stop the run. Stop the run. Make him throw the ball. That's it. Stop the run. Let's stop the 5 yards.
Njoku, right? Knight, let's see what you got.
Yeah, for real. Yep.
Demetrius Knight, let's see what you got. Dax Hill. Dude, I was thinking about this. Dax Hill, can he become Leon Hall?
I told you his ceiling is huge. I told you that, but you're so worried about him, man. I think he's fine.
He gets hurt. I mean, he was playing well and he got hurt. But besides, we will get into the weeds. So we're going to be back Friday night. Friday night, you in Friday night? Can you do it?
Hang on a second. So before you go, I had a question for you.
Yeah, no.
All right. 5 years. Okay. In the past 5 years. Now you can now look stuff up here, dude. All right. There you go. In the past 5 years, what is your favorite Bengal memory? 5 years. That is on the spot. That's throwing you right on the spot.
It has to be the win over the Raiders just because that was such a giant albatross hanging over the organization, over Burrow, over everybody. That was like emotional. Like I think that was the moment that my family was like, oh shit, like this really does mean a lot to him. And obviously after that, everything else after that was like a drunken blur.
Yeah.
But that moment of, hey, we may be in the midst of something, because I wasn't ever thinking Super Bowl was gonna be there that year.
No one ever did.
Thinking what, and then I think I will say the toughest was not the Super Bowl loss. It was the loss in Kansas City. The last 5 years though. Last 5 years. But that loss in Kansas City, the AFC Championship, I think that team was better than the Super Bowl team.
Right.
Now, I do. And that one still haunts me because I think that the Bengals, they had it. They would have won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They would have gone back and exercised the demons the following year. Rarely does it happen, but I felt like they had a team. And, but for you, I'll ask you the same question before we get out of here.
So I'll go against the grain, and I'm sure you remember this guy. 1 yard line shouldn't have mattered anyways. I was at the game, the Damar Hamlin game, the whole year, kind of like the end of the year, kind of screwed up for the Bengals, where it really favored the Bills and kind of the Chiefs. I'm not saying anything bad about the Damar Hamlin game. I was just there, watched it. Actually, I was talking to Jeff when I was watching it. But in moving through there, I'm going to tell you my favorite memory is actually not even at a game. So I'm on the couch. We're watching Bengals Ravens, right? Come on, Jeff, give me the quarterback.
Snoop Huntley.
Thank you. Huntley, the dive over the goal line. Who strips the ball?
Logan Wilson. Jermaine.
He punched it. Sammy Hubbard grabs it.
Hubbard gets it, yeah.
Runs 99
the good-looking guy, of course, gets the ball.
Runs 99 yards for a touchdown, right? Has to get oxygen after him. And Jeff, tell everybody, what did my daughter have on her chest right there?
94.
94.
I mean,
94. She was his hero.
The guy's one of the best looking guys in Cincinnati. He's got a slack
that.
jaw, white teeth, and he gets a 99-yard touchdown.
Right. And that's your favorite. And as a 9-year-old girl, that's your favorite player in the world. And that just happened to you in front of you. Like, how great is that, man? So that was my favorite. I think that was great.
And that was that AFC Championship team, right? That lost. So, well, love the trip down memory lane.
Yeah.
Now we're back to the reality of going to Cleveland. So, real quickly, if you're not following us on YouTube, Jungle Theater Podcast on YouTube, go find us out there. All the social media is Jungle Theater Podcast. Go give us a follow out there. Listen anywhere you get your podcasts. Watch it here on YouTube. Give us a like. Tell your friends. We're two people that don't live in Cincinnati. They're Bengals fans. So like most of the people we know, they aren't Bengals fans. So it's really kind of hard for them to like actually listen to the show because it's not like relevant for them. But shout out to them for them slogging through it as well. But I will say I will say this. I'm thinking Friday night we're back with a episode before we head to Cleveland. We'll give our predictions. We'll do all that jazz and talk about it. So Josh, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Hooday, baby. Let's go. Let's stay healthy. Let's stay healthy till Friday. We'll talk Friday, and then I'll see you Saturday, and we'll be at the game. So I'm pumped. The hooday. Let's go. Stay healthy. That's it.
Stay healthy. Practice this week. We'll have injury reports. Hopefully nothing on it on Friday night. So hooday, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.